Welcome back, guys. In today's video, we're going to go through a full backtesting session here, raw backtesting session. It's actually going to be a webinar with the exclusive group here. We're going to do a backtesting session both on GJ and Gold, where I'm going to take you guys through basically the way I trade, the same way we do it on live stream, but we get to take more trades because obviously we're backtesting here. So you're going to see questions come in. We're going to backtest, talk you through my whole price action strategy. You're going to see how that looks on a backtesting software here. And that's how it's going to be. So as I said, you're basically getting also a free webinar because this is a webinar we're doing with the exclusive guys all in one video. So should be really, really good here. Just a raw backtesting video of exactly the way I trade. So with that being said, I'm going to let them in here and let's get started with this. So I'm going to get into this backtesting session. As I said, loaded May, as that is the next month here. And we're going to backtest basically GJ here. And then in New York, we're going to backtest gold as well. So we have both, right? And that's how we're going to do it. So we'll start off with GJ here, get straight into it, and see what we got going on here, So first things first is we're going to skip to, of course, any questions, do let me know. You can unmute yourself as well. Let me know of any questions while we're going through it. But we're going to skip to pre-London here as can take advantage of this, skipping here. And yeah, we're going to go to pre-London and start off with the analysis here. So as always, we start off on the weekly time frame here. Going to move my camera to here so I can see that. Going to start off on the weekly time frame, see what weekly candle is doing. So we can see weekly candle here is pushing up, trying to fill this wick here. Obviously, previous weekly also closing bullish here. When we move down to the daily time frame, we can also see daily time frame here created a nice little support here. Current daily making a bottom wick with no top wick. And said, this could be really good. My wife told me Saturday night. I guess this is, I told you, man, GJ is the girl, bro. I'm telling you. But we're in a love-hate relationship. It's a little bit different. But yeah, looking at, obviously daily closing bullish here is going to give us what bias? It's going to give us more of a bullish bias with daily closing bullish. If we move down to 4-hour time frame, we can see that we're in a mixed bias, but what do you guys think in chat? Do you think that this 4-hour candle is enough to be telling us that sells make sense here? You think that 4-hour candle has created enough of a issue for us to say sells make sense? Yes or no? No, right? Yeah, I'm seeing more people with no. Maybe break above. Yeah, not for buys, but I'm saying for sells. Is that 4-hour candle enough saying that sells make sense here? No, right? Not really the best for sells. So if we look at that, yeah, we can see it's just holding at support, right? We can see the 4-hour candles holding at support. So we do have 4-hour resistance. Now we start to mark our levels here, marking the most recent support and resistance as always, right? Working from daily, weekly, all the way down here. So this is going to be our 4-hour resistance. Yeah, you can always ask something.
If I am to draw this candle, if you were at this candle, would you have said the same is not enough to...
Yeah, exactly.
So this candle, this 4-hour candle as well would have been the same information?
Not enough for sales. It's just one small 4-hour candle and after one huge 4-hour candle. Yes, it means that we found resistance. But what do we need to do? We can consider sells, but we need to then dissect the lower time frames, see resistance formed, and at minimum, we need to see break of the lows. Even if we get below the 4-hour support, yes, if we get below, but are we there? No, we need to get below the 4-hour support. So from hindsight now, right, from hindsight of what we can see in front of us, does sells make sense? No, I'm more interested in daily. This daily looks very interesting, no top wick, the way it's flipping, it's already giving me more of a bullish bias here. But yes, if we start to get below this support, start breaking back inside, I would say this range here, because that's what you would have said then, right, Claudio, when you were back here, you would have said, okay, if we can start breaking this support, then sells make sense, but that never happened. Same thing here for this resistance. If we can get above this 4-hour resistance, I think we have upside. If we can get below the support down here, I think we have downside. I don't see us selling until we get below that support, right? Even if we break the 4-hour support, we don't have clean enough range here. These are tiny ranges, 5 pips, 6 pips. So what do we think the plan is for today? Are we looking for buys above the range, sells below the range? Pretty much what I'm looking at here. Pretty simple plan. Why do we look for buys above the range? Well, that's our 4-hour resistance. Looking left, what do we have here? This is juicy. This is juicy, right? I mean, if I've seen a clean zone, that is a nice zone. that's definitely the clean zone where we want to be trading in these clean zones, right? So yep, definitely juice box there. So we want to be trying to maximize that zone. Now, if we do close above this small resistance here, I wonder if we could sneak in a buy towards the top of the range. I think that would also make sense here as well. Buying to the top of the range, 12 pip range. Understanding that if we can then fill the wick and continue. So let's skip a 15-minute candles here and see what ends up happening, and then we can take a trade based on what we see. Here's one I always ask myself, how about buys at the top of the range? No, breaking the range, not at the top. You want to break out of this range here, right? So, okay, so this next candle here, 15-minute, wicked up, rejected. Now, this makes it difficult to try back. I would say set up 2 from the bottom of the range buying. Yes, you can as well. That's another plan. If we pull back here, I don't mind buying from the bottom of the range as long as it creates clean candles towards the downside. I do want to see clean candles to trade back up. That would also be fine, and of course depending what time that happens. But this 15-minute candle makes it troublesome because now we're having wick rejection in here. So I'm kind of on the bias that I want to leave this range. Breaking this high, 6 pips. 6 pips for 21 pip stops. I don't really think it's worth it because of this wick rejection here. If this wick wasn't here, I think it would be worth to try get to the range and break through it. Otherwise here, I feel like we just need to close above. A simple setup 1, close above the range is going to be, and to avoid these type of pullbacks as well, right? This is what we want to avoid, these type of pullbacks here. And then eventually, because of that wick rejection, see, that wick rejection makes it extremely difficult here. So for me, I'm looking for close above the range. This here again, same situation. We end up back here. This one failed. This one could even fail again. So your best bet here, I feel, is again waiting for a close above the range, and that's personally what I'm gonna do here. So we see if we get it. There we go. 15-minute close above the range. Clean candles here. Yeah, I feel that this is a setup here. I think we can take it breaking the high. I would feel confident breaking this high here. I'm not worried about this wick. I don't think I have to go break of this wick because I see that as only one rejection wick. If it was a few more, I would want to go break of that wick. I feel stops can go, because since this is a range here, if we break back in the range, I think we will lose this trade. As for targets here, I'd say this resistance is going to be our target here. So we can target this resistance as a max target and obviously close accordingly. We can close based on rejection. Would there be an issue because there's 5-minute structure? No, because of this resistance we made, then closed above. That's what I like about it. And remember that this is only a 5 pip push. Oops, wrong measure. This is only a 5 pip push here, right? We've only had a 6-7 pip push from this whole point here. Can we see if there's a 5-minute resistance there? Yeah, we can check that. Yeah, there is here, but I'm basing it on 15. I'm really not worried about it. For sure, I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to let that put me off my trade. Isn't the push already? 7 pip push. It's only a 7 pip push. Look how many uncertainties you guys are having. Push is too big. This is good. This is what I want to see. But this is setup 1, guys. 14 pip stop loss. Pull back first. It pulled back first, then went up. You know? Small time frame, so it can be obstruction, yes. But we're closing above the range here. This is a zone you have to capitalize on. Look at the clean candles here. This is a clear breakout. Break of 4-hour resistance as well. This is a clear breakout. Clear breakout. Classic setup 1. Don't let that put you off that we pulled back first. That's your fake out. If this thing is supposed to go down, why didn't it go down here? Why is it just made a higher low extension? It's exactly like this. We tried, we failed, we closed above, then had the push. We tried, we failed, we closed above. Now I expect a push. Right? So we need a bottom wick. Okay, we have a bottom wick here. This open as well, no top wick, which is obviously very exciting here. I'm going to speed it up. We'll see if we get triggered here. Okay, so now that we broke above the high, we don't... Nice. There we go. Now, we don't want to see rejection from where we are right now. So this is where we don't want to see rejection. We just want to see this, yeah, give. There we go. Wow. Okay, I think at this point here, you're running about 2% profit already. We don't even have any 5-minute structure or anything, but no point of losing this. Trade. We have a key level here, 171. So that would have been break-even point in my opinion. Now that we're above it, Any signs of rejection, I'm happy to take this. This is already big push. Whenever you see big pushes like this, we can expect pullback, right? So this is going to be good to show you how to manage the trade here. And to manage this trade, we can go on lower time frame here. So 5-minute structure being formed. 1 minute squeeze we could, but now that we have 5-minute structure, now we start to use this 5 minutes. So if this 5-minute flips, not the best, to be honest, in my opinion here. So we don't want this 5-minute to flip. So we kind of wanted to retest the highs. Now that we start to see it struggling like this, if we can get back up to these highs, I'm pretty much happy to close because of the way it's struggling like this. You know, we can see this 15-minute rejection come in here. Yeah, I think this will come to be at this point. Now, let's go see what it rejected. Yeah, we didn't mark this. See? That was my fault for not marking this point here. We're up 1.5%. This high chance, gonna come back to break even now because I forgot to mark something. So, again, this was my fault for not marking the resistance. I marked this one up here. Obviously, that's being very far. How much of a push did we have? It happened a bit fast. Yeah, 22, 23 pip push. Obviously, something we should be securing in here. 23, 22 pip push. So at this point, when you don't secure, you basically have to let it go back. Oh, or we get lucky like this. Or we get lucky like this. And now we can actually start managing on the 1 minute here. Right? We can manage on the 1 minute. Right? And if we start seeing this reject like that, you know, realistically, even though this is not much, this is where you should be just taking it like that. Because I feel this will go down. I feel this will go down. Let's see if I was right or wrong. So 5-minute ended up coming back to where we would have been. Right? Where we should have managed. Let's see how much more this extended after that. So let's see here. So two choices there. You have two choices. Choice number one, let it hit full B or take something, 0.5%. Choice number two is that you just let it run here and then boom, that would probably take you out B, I would assume, this candle. If next candle closes bearish, then you're out pretty much B. Boom. Yeah, that one would have taken you out. Probably with spread and everything, this one take you out. And I'm pretty, yeah, that's for sure taking you out. So both ways, in realistic scenario, this should have been TP. But of course, we forgot to mark this support right here. So we should have marked this support, close full there. And whenever you don't close full, just take what you can get. It's better to make something than nothing, right? So we closed somewhere around here for about, I think, 8 pips. Yeah, about 10 pips here we closed for. You know, obviously a very small trade, it being only 10 pips. But that's how we manage it, right? Better to close at something than nothing and then coming back to break even. So your two choices here, I feel if you just left your stops at break even, you won't really close here because you're like, okay, if this candle flips, it should break the high. I'm going to hold this. Then it comes back down and then you miss it. Now it's getting way too late. So basically we will skip to next day, but now we're going to go to gold. Now we're going to go to gold. I would close after 5-minute structure. But that would be too late, right? That would be too late. If you close after we broke 5-minute structure, then you're closing down here, you know? We close somewhere here. So we get at least 10 pips out of this trade. Not the biggest trade, of course, because we made a mistake. We should have just closed full here. Once we hit TP here and start seeing it reject, that's it, you're out. You're out, you're out. You know, if you're closing here, you're break even because your entry was right here. Live, this would have been TP probably. Yes, live, I would have probably closed at TP, especially with that 20 pip push for sure. You know, I would have closed there. But I wanted to see if this could run. It's a very juicy LTA. No harm in backtesting to see if we can let things run. Also, I'm kind of happy because I gave you that lesson of how to manage a trade and profit. If I just let it at break even, you would have let go of all your profits. Some days it's better to make some profit than none, right? So let's go ahead and look at let's look at gold here. Let's skip to pre-New York. Actually, New York Open is where we want to be trading gold. Start off on the weekly time frame. Weekly on gold, very bullish here. Let's have a look at now daily time frame as well. Trying to bounce off these lows here. On gold, we're working with reduced density, so there might not be as much bottom wicks until we do our server refresh here on Pip Labs. This weekend, actually, this weekend we have it. So lower time frame, less bottom wicks, but we can assume that there is going to be a bottom wick on that until we do the server refresh. But 4 hour also closing bullish. So my bias for this session is going to be bullish here, right? I'm going to mark this just in case, and I'm going to mark it at PDR. Previous daily resistance, same story, go down to the 4 hour. This is our next 4 hour resistance right here. Let's do this, 4R. Now we can look at this to come back up to that 4 hour, because with this kind of like bouncing off, even though mixed bias, but I'm seeing this as heavy rejection wick. Heavy rejection wick. Looking at price to continue here. This is the hour open. I do like this breakout, but we need structure. The reason we need structure is because of the way that this is closed. This time I think gold likes to make structure. This is the difference. Right now we need some sort of structure. How's 5 minute looking? Yeah, we need some sort of structure. So I'm going to skip by 5 minute candles. If we can get some sort of structure to form, I think this will be okay for buys here. So obviously pushing down here, nothing yet. And dumping down. So we're dumping down here. 1 hour never broke the high, dumping down. A little bit of a liquidity grab towards the downside here. We should have an hour close, a 4 hour close soon. So we'll check what the 4 hour does after this close. But look at the rejection we're seeing. This is, remember I was saying price likes to grab liquidity. This is a classic gold grabbing liquidity from towards the downside. So if we can see this continue with this structure formed, and we see a breakout happen of this resistance with structure above, we could have potential entries, I feel. Right? So let's just see what ends up happening. So let's see if we can get that break above that resistance. There we go. So that's our break above resistance. I want to see how other time frames are looking. What time is it? 30. It's a 30-minute close as well. 5 minute as well. What's stop loss looking like? Break of this high, breakout trade. Stop loss here is around 47 pips. Let's play this and see what we can do here. A bit of a thunderstorm going on here. As I said, we're with reduced density, so I believe that this candle would have a bottom wick. As you can see, the candles are not because of reduced density. Thunderstorm. 15 closed above. Yeah, look at this retest. 15 set up 1, closed above. We had the liquidity grab already. Price closed back inside the range. We then retested here. Now we have 5 minute structure. We could take this break of the high. Now this is caused by news. So our next resistance is technically, we need to look behind the news level where our next resistance is here. So we have this level that was from an area before, but since we crossed through it once, twice, not as relevant. Although this time was during news, right? So 50-50, but again, I wouldn't expect it to be relevant with volume. This rejection wick, gold likes to play off wicks here. So this could also be our next kind of break-even zone or what zone. I wonder if it's enough to secure something. And with gold, it's worth leaving runners, right? Because if we could get back up to this 4 hour resistance, I think it would be great here to attempt, right? If we're coming down from the bottom of this range here, if we could go all the way back up to the top of the range, it would be great, right? So I think what I'm going to do is place an order here on the break of this high here, right? And then stop loss I'm going to put below this area here, because since we have the thunder, now I can run tighter stops, which is what we want, right? And this is setup 1 here, and then we can, you know, okay, I understand. We can do something like this, right? I can't move my TP till the order gets triggered, so we'll move it after it gets triggered. So let's see if we can break the high here. Okay, that new 5 minute here has triggered us. There we go. Tapping into that zone here. I want to see if we can tap that zone and see what happens here. Yeah, we rejected that resistance there. Okay, so this zone here, tapped it, come back to that resistance. Now we need to see if we can survive this support here. If not, it's going to go down and hit SL. All right, gonna slow this down. If this candle flips and reflips, I don't like it. Gonna get out. All right, so see how it's flipped here? This is where you micromanage your trade, and this is knowing about gold, right? How you know about gold here? 15-minute here is rejected, closed bearish. You don't really want to be in a trade when the candle's closed against you here. We're seeing rejection. Because this could easily come back, break the lows, cause a rejection that ends up stopping you out. With gold, when something moves, it moves with momentum, especially during New York. So this is where you want to be extremely careful here that this doesn't do any funny business. Okay? You want to be extremely careful that this doesn't do any funny business. End up opening here no bottom wick just to retest these highs here and reflip and then stop you out, right? So original stop loss was somewhere down here. So we're going to micromanage this trade. Why? Because as this flips, it should not need to reflip. That should be the bottom wick done. Boom, volume should come in. We should break the highs and continue here, right? That should be the plan. If it reflips like this, we don't want it. So that's how it... did we get it? So hopefully we can survive it. Nice. Right, so we're being tight here. This 5-minute also no bottom wick here as well. If we get stop break even, we get stop break even. Now we can put it like pretty much accurate break even. So we're not losing anything. And if we get stopped, we get stopped. Nice. Nice. Now we're at this resistance level here. This is a pretty good spot. This is where we want to be careful breaking this previous resistance. Let's slow this down, and now we want to look at basically, so move SLB once candle closes against you. No, I'll explain after the trade. Let's focus on what's going on right now in the middle of this trade here. So this would be, since we're at this 2029 resistance here, I'm gonna micromanage. We get below the resistance, we close something. If we can continue, yeah, like this, not good that we're rejecting right here. Yeah, I think we leave this BE or we get up a little bit higher. I think this is around 15 pips, right? We had around a 20 something pip stop loss. Original stop loss was below here. How much was our original stop loss? Yeah, around 25 pips. So we want a little bit more. Get our 1-to-1 here, or we leave this BE. Up to what the trade wants to do. You can secure at 15 pips, but I want a little bit more here. Otherwise, I'll be tapped here, break even. And break even tapped. So yeah, gave you the 15 pips again, rejected that level, same level we marked from back here. And that's why we had this level. So when this candle closes against you, opens no bottom wick, it's not a good sign, right? You want to get pessimistic about your trade here. You want to get pessimistic about your trade that it's going to go against you. Right, so you give it a chance, but once that candle flips, there's no way it should come back down. Otherwise, you end up in a situation where you have price doing. Let's see if we can find where we have something like. It's a classic kind of gold fake up move, something like this. You see, where we break out, we form that structure, but if that candle forms resistance, it's gone, right? And then boom, it comes back and hits your SL, which is exactly what's happening here. And if we were to skip, I would assume now this just fails. Especially that it retested that resistance. It makes sense for me to get out break even and for this to fail, right? I would expect it to fail. Yeah, there, see? Look, fails, right? That's because of how it retested that resistance, closed back inside of the range. And then, you know, that candle gave you a lot of information once it started rejecting against you. And then this area was issues. We couldn't push past it. Some days it will be like that. Some days you'll get 100 pip breakouts. But managing the trade when it doesn't make sense is very important. A lot of people will get hopeful with this trade. Hold it. It's holding support. It's holding support. I should be fine. At the same time, it's holding resistance. So don't be that hopeful trying to hold the trade and then boom, you get screwed, right? So it's getting a little bit late now, so I'll probably leave that. So let's go see what gold is doing here on the next day. So start off on daily time frame. This is why session rules make sense. Exactly. So daily time frame closing bullish here. 4-hour time frame also closing bullish here, retesting this previous 4-hour support here. Boom. This line can go. So we're still trying to create this move towards the upside here. At the moment, we're dumping pretty heavy, so we need some sort of setup 5 here, to be honest. That is what we need. That is exactly what we need. Or setup 2. With New York, if we can form a setup 2, I think we can at least get up to this previous. Remember the resistance we marked from yesterday? We could at least get back to there. Setup 2, setup 5 will be fine here. Right? Ooh, nice little dump here. This is creating good range for us. If we can close strong bullish here on gold, right? Gold, if gold can close strong bullish, that will give us option. Now that it's New York open here, remember, we've broken out. We've had a break of structure towards the upside. 4 hours making a deep liquidity grab. 4 hour closed above the range. Previous daily closed above the range. Everyone's looking for sells. I'm not satisfied on sells yet because my bias is bullish. So I feel if we can close a candle bullish here, now this previous 4 hour resistance here is not really relevant because we crossed through it 1, 2, 3 times, no issues. It can be maximum watch, but I'm not too concerned about this 4 hour resistance here. If we reject it, then yeah, obviously, I'm more looking at this area here. This is a very important area. From yesterday, we have been reacting off this level. Look. So I feel if we're going to reject anywhere, it's going to be here. Because we're still reacting off it. Even this candle react off it. Nowhere else are we reacting. Look, clean, clean. Very high volume zone in here. Any trades in here, you're going to get an easy, quick push, I feel. So what I would be looking for, support to form, continue back towards the upside. Keep it clean, keep it simple. That doesn't count as a support for me. I need a stronger bullish candle close here. Not enough. Not enough. I need a strong bullish candle close here. Now that is a nice candle close here. We have strong support, second candle, now also closing above the 4 hour level, which I really do like. We have 5-minute structure as well. 5-minute structure. So we can put stops below 5-minute structure because it's like that setup 5, right? SL here is around 28 pips. We have around 18 pips to here, and then we see what's up. We've noticed, remember yesterday's move was also 18 pips, 15 to 18 pips before rejection, right? Why on 5? Because we can push the structure on 5 because we had double structure on 5. Why are you staying on minute 5? Because I'm using that for entry, right? This is gold. Gold we can use minute 5. It's the same 15-minute stop loss. The same stop loss here, 28 pips, is the same stop loss on 5 minutes below the candle here. It's the same stop loss, but I want to make sure that there's structure on the lower time frame, that I'm not just buying a 15-minute pullback that's going to just 5 minutes have just pulled back to do that. And then you get screwed and lose your trade very quickly. Right? But when you investigate on gold, you see, okay, what's inside of this 15-minute candle? What's inside of this 5-minute candle is what? 5-minute structure. So that gives me confidence. Spoiler alert. What is this? You're saying I lost the trade. Alright, if we lose, then we lose, right? Oh, it's a joke? Okay, let's see then. Let's see. So, 15-minute candle here. 17:45, yeah, my time, right? 17:45 is my time. 5:45. Yeah, I'm going to take long position here. I think we can go break of high. Remember, average push yesterday. Obviously, higher target's going to be up here at this small resistance, or obviously somewhere here. But remember yesterday, right? Yesterday, what did we have? Yesterday, we had a 15 pip push, right? We had a 15 pip push and then it failed. So I'm going to really be watching that resistance and take what we can, right, to build a balance. Building balance is important. Remember, we're working on reduced density. We assume this has bottom wick, which it would, right? We can go back this when we upgrade the density to see. Now, if it flips makes one, then you're double confirmed. Okay, push in here, push in. Nice. That resistance there, I think, makes sense for break even. Going break even before, I don't think. Okay, there we go. So this is break even point here. Now confirm. Slow this down. We can look to secure if we see rejection off this point here. Get a little bit more would be good. There we go. Perfect. Right there. Gonna take it. Boom. Closed. I'm out. For me, this is bonus. Because we saw average pip push. Average pip push yesterday was around 20 pips. How much was this push? 26 pips. That's your 1-to-1, right? That's your 1-to-1. Take that. Now. And then be done with the trade, right? Set up 2 5-minute structure. Classic. 80% close leave runner. Yes. Yes, you could. You could. Yeah, especially if look at that retest. I mean, you could, but I prefer to close full in this instance because building balance as well. But you could, definitely. Definitely you could. So let's go see what ended up happening here in terms of the rest of the move here. And yeah, came back all the way down to these lows. Based on our stop loss we were holding, that would have stopped you out. If you held stop loss below the range, right, then boom, you would have had a beautiful runner, big boy runner here. And then that would have continued. But bias was right here, right? Bullish bias ended up playing out. No matter what, you went towards the upside. This is some news, but we're not trading Sydney session. So it doesn't matter. I'm going to go next day here on pound yen here. Next day on pound yen. So pound yen dumped overnight. Heavy dump overnight here. Obviously, we have daily would have been closing bearish, as I imagined. Yes, daily would have been closing bearish. So now we can move this DR, make this DS, because that's our daily support. This is going to be 4 hour. Where's our 4 hour? 4 hours a little bit lower. Move that down to here. And yeah, we're obviously bearish bias. Previous daily bearish, previous 4 hour bearish, looking like we're going to continue down. And 1 hour, we have to worry about a little 1 hour here. That's what I'm going to mark for now until we see what's going on lower time frame here. 15 minute. All right, so bearish bias probably going to, I think, yeah, sells below this little thing here to get to daily support is going to be your option. Below here to get to daily support. 1 hour support, 15 support, too close next to each other to sell here. Or pullbacks, of course, as always, pullbacks for sells will make sense. And then if we can see pullback for sells. We do have news as well today, right? We have 2 news events here. We have rate decision. Damn. Since we have rate decision, we can still take trades, but we want to be out before rate decision. Or we try gamble a little bit and try hold a trade through rate decision. So let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. All right, so we're pulling back here, but remember bearish bias, right? We broke structure. We're pulling back. Setup 2/setup 5 is going to give you option for sells here, I feel. Right? Nice pullback as well. London open here. Now this setup 2 I won't take because we're outside of this range. I want to see us break back inside this range just in case it's making higher low and we reverse from here. It's very possible we can reverse. It is a random spot for it to reverse, but this is too early for me to take setup 2. I want to see more structure, especially after such a big push towards the upside. So I classic wait for more structure. Now if we can get a candle closing below that support there, like this, I can take an entry. Now, target is very important. Max target's going to be down here. But this is very important, these small resistances here, because this was the original range we left. This is the original range we left. Break-even point is going to be this point here, because that is this strong range here that we retested on the way up. And realistically, your target should be where my first line is. 16, 17 pips, stop loss around 19 pips. A little bit bigger than target, but we can hope volume can push through. If not, we can secure something here. And with news coming in around an hour, we can also try leave a small runner here, unless we also get stopped out, which would suck, but again, part of trading. We move on to the next trade. I don't think it's been that bad, right? Look for sells here, confirm. Oh no, I took this wrong. Sorry, my bad. Look for sells, break of low. Spread would kill you live? What do you mean spread would kill you live? On what? During news 20 pip spread? Yeah, I know. But depends where we are. If we're in drawdown, we have to close. But we have an hour before news. Right? We have an hour, so we're okay. This would be max target, but we'll look at something here. We'll look at something here. And yeah, we'll confirm this like this. So let's have a look. What we got going on here, boys? Alright, top wick being made. Break the low. Trigger us in. It triggered us a little bit late here actually, but anyways, it's okay. Let's see what happens here. We can break. If we re-break the lows, it looks good. If we flip up bullish, not good at all. Alright, I'm gonna be tight since we have news around the corner. I don't want to lose this trade. Yeah. Let me pause. Yeah, no top wick here. This is where I'm gonna move stops definitely to break even here. And let's see if we can tap into this resistance zone somewhere around here.
Can I quickly ask why did you move to BE? Because the idea would be to touch the support first.
Yeah, but
oh,
this
that one.
A major support level. That was my BE point here.
Okay. Yep.
This one here, because this is the range we broke out of. Came back, it was still a problem, right? We tried again, it wicked to it, again a problem. So when we're coming back, I don't know. Look at this bottom wick. Where did it come to? That range again.
Yep.
See how many times it's come to that range? So I'm still considering it as possible a problem.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be involved in its problem. So let's go ahead and see if we can secure something here. What time? We have to keep an eye on the time. 30 minutes till news. Okay, we're still... Yeah, now we're tapping this zone. This could be an area where we can look to secure something. 80%, leave some rest for some fun. Yeah, as we tap that resistance, let's look to manage order. Close 80% and we leave some for fun. All right. Can you leave runners 1 minute before news? Yeah, of course you can. You can leave runners 1 minute before news, no problem. All right. Let's play and see what happens. See, we're reacting off that, but just because we react doesn't mean it's going to be a rejection. If that re-breaks this low, I think it goes deeper. Did you close 80%? Yeah, I closed 80%. Look how many, it's only $16 running now. 80% is closed. I close 80%. Now I leave stop at break even. Even if we get slipped with news, it's fine. We could even trail stop loss and profit, treat it like a real news. You want to put your stop loss in profit here in case news was to slip you, right? So we can trail stop loss into profit in case news is to slip. But look, we're getting below that zone. This is a news candle, I think. Yeah, this is the one of the news candle, I think. This is gonna stop us out anyways, I think. Unless we get lucky and survive. Yeah, here's news coming. News is coming here soon. Okay, look, we would have got almost close to TP here, right? But we secured up here. We secured it. We have $15 running. As for fun. If this dumps 100 pips, we're big. Let's go. See the rush of orders? Boom. News came out. 3 o'clock. Damn. Absolute rocket. And that's why you trail stop in profit. Or don't leave only a 0.1 lot running. Just for fun. Did that slip us? No, it didn't. We're good. It's okay, we're good. So yeah, boom. Sweet. What time is it? 6 o'clock here. Yeah, boys, we've been backtesting for an hour straight. But we're gonna call it here. So yeah. Alright guys, so we just finished up that backtesting session there. We backtest for over an hour. I think I'm going to cut up this video to make it a little bit shorter. So the version you will watch on YouTube is going to be cut up a little bit just to avoid some boring parts, just to make it shorter. But yeah, that's basically it here. I hope you guys enjoyed. A lot of information on managing trades, taking trades, etc, etc. Overall successful backtesting session here we had. Good trades were taken. And yeah, overall happy with how it went. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If any questions, let me know. All links are down below. This we use Pip Labs. This is our backtesting software. That link is in the description if you guys would like to try it for free first. You can have a look at that, of course. And then, yeah, all official links, exclusive group, all of that is open in the description below. So you can have a look at that. So, yeah, with that being said, guys, take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.